Okay, here we go. So welcome back, everybody. Last session, you guys had completed your quest to seek out the new siege weaponry. So your ship is now properly equipped with very strong capabilities, and more still, you needed money. So, with that, you decided to undertake the next contract, which involved going to the planet of Sora to delve into its Black Sea and to retrieve an artifact, an old artifact known as the Eye of Zorlon. You don't know really what that is, other than it should be a significant gemstone. It should be worth quite a fortune to the right buyer. So here you are. You have gone through the many entities down here, the Leviathan class life forms, these magnificent entities, and you picked your favorite one. You went to the Celestial, which was a fair bet. And you met with the strange spirit of the oceans that seems to embody itself in the form of a whale. And you spoke to it, and it was willing to show you the way in exchange for a service to its lord Poseidon, god of the sea. What it required of you was to find the entity responsible for the poisoning of the seas of this planet and to destroy it. It sent you to an ancient green dragon, a great poisoner, and bid you caution, yada yada, disappeared. You went to this ship graveyard that seems to be the territory of your enemy, and were quickly found the hunters had become hunted, and a great battle ensued in which you began to learn the great power of this dragon, that it is no small thing to slay an ancient dragon. And so, that is where we pick up our combat today. I just want to go through the line of individuals. We're going to track all of the abilities currently in play, and then we'll kick off combat. So, starting with you, Basan. Basan, you are swimming right around here. What features and abilities do you have going on?
Okay, so I should still have absorb elements from the last time that I cast it.
Okay.
Um, I actually think that that is the only thing that I have active. I don't think I'm in melee distance anymore. I'm not
You are
entirely
not.
sure. Like, yeah.
A little far off. Um, I don't believe the Green Dragon has any status effects going on, so that'll be that. Arenda Lunar Bow. What's feature? You just took out. You just got off the ship. Your
Yeah,
air bubbled.
nothing going
Um,
on.
Nothing else going
Mm,
on. Okay, fair
no.
enough. And I believe the ship is just equipped with ballista, mangonel, and then the two spell focuses from our witches. Etherith, you, my friend, are on death saves, I believe.
No, I was recently picked up. I'm
Excellent.
certainly not looking great, but
No,
I am alive and
you are alive.
conscious.
We're glad to have you alive. The ship is the ship. Thalia has no status effects going on other than she's swimming towards Etherith. Oh, wait. Oh, no, this isn't her. Yeah, she's preparing to keep up the healing. Tidewalker just showed off her newest, biggest, baddest power, and just summoned 4 water weirds to beat the fuck out of the dragon. And the dragon's confused and swimming away. That'll raise to the top of initiative, so Basan. The last thing you would have seen was essentially the dragon, looking all menacing over there. and then suddenly these currents came and hit the dragon at high speed from many directions, and the dragon sort of like hisses and is swinging its head around. You don't know what's going on necessarily, just that it seems like some number of invisible watery entities, something's going on and is taking damage from the sea itself. Maybe beside himself is helping. What do you do, son?
Bonus action second wind because I am fucked up.
Fair
Uh,
enough.
and I continue to limp along. And what is the distance, if you don't mind?
To get into
It looks like it's more
melee,
than 30. It looks like it's more than 30 feet.
it sure is. It's 50 feet.
Okay, so then instead of wasting an
Wasting.
action,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to grab this staff and cast Ring of or Wall of Fire, but in a ring.
Okay.
I know it's in
Where's that
water,
wall
but
going?
maybe it'll do something.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Where is our ring going?
Uh, Around the dragon.
Dead. How? What is the? How big is it?
It's like 20 feet high. I will give it to you. I'm looking it up. It is a ringed wall 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. I don't know if I can make that small to be just around him.
Well, I guarantee you that the dragon that'll cover the dragon. It's a big dragon.
Oh, okay.
That's a fine size. It's a fine size. Uh, yeah, that's a big boy. You're picking the right size here. Um, incredible. Sweet. I'm just gonna go pull up Wall of Fire for myself so I can reference it. Do they take damage immediately?
Well, it is a dex save of 17. Uh, when you cast the spell, let's see, on one side of the wall, selected, it deals fire damage. So it deals it when I cast it, and they take the same damage when they enter the wall for the first time or when they end their turn there.
Understood.
If you're
20
reading, the
feet
pertinent
high.
information is in the last paragraph.
All right. Sweet. No, I trust you. I'm just trying to get the height going so that we are calling just how high this opaque wall is. Um, lucky for you guys, it doesn't cover the whole dragon, but it's a significant portion of it.
It doesn't cover the whole dragon? Oh, fuck.
No, it's
lucky for us. I like that. Yeah.
Well, it's lucky for you guys because you can still target it because it's an opaque wall, right? Yeah. I tried to get a silver lining. But anyway, yes, you point the staff, big wall appears, and as the spell is just cast, it must make a dex save. Rolls a 15 to save.
DC 17.
Ooh, that will be a legendary resistance.
Oh, bummer.
We'll choose to succeed instead, but it'll take a quarter because it's underwater.
All right, so then a quarter of 25 is 5? Or 7-ish?
14. Well, there'll be like 6, I think. 6 um, 25 to 24,
Yeah.
12, 6. Yeah, 6. Excellent. I assume that the heated, because it expends heat. That's going in. I assume the heat. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's made to where it's just baking him.
Excellent. And it would not affect the water elementals. So, or the water weirds would not be harmed by your wall of fire because they're too far away. Cool. Is there anything else, Basan? Good move.
You know what? I think I want to swim back Maybe get some
Okay.
cover. Maybe try to get
Or
some
like swim
healing.
down to get behind these rocks, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like I can't take another poison blast, I don't think. Maybe, but I don't want to.
Okay. Maybe that's fair. That's a good point. 15 feet of speed because swimming is hard. I'm just gonna send you. It's hard to get cover right now because you're. I'll just push you in this direction as you kind of like try and get the mass between you and the dragon.
And that seems reasonable.
Little hard to get to cover right. Okay, the dragon is blood, but the dragon is no fool. Let's determine the 10 speed apiece. That side of the wall. Damage. Okay. Dragon's going to. How fast do we swim? 40. I think it's going to just dash because shit's getting a little hairy. It's gonna go. Now, it doesn't explicitly say this in Wall of Fire, but I think it's stupid that it doesn't, so I'm gonna let it happen anyway. Because you'd think that when someone runs through a wall of fire, it hurts. So I'm going to call that a dex save. When it comes to wall spells, if you go through the wall of fire, it should hurt. So I'm gonna give it a dex save to just swim through a wall of flame. It fails, and it's going to use a legendary resistance.
All right, let me roll the itty bitty bit of damage I'm about to do.
It all counts. And the water weirds are all going to go.
All right, 26 divided, like, yeah, it's 6 again.
6 again.
That's a full resistance.
That is a big spell to do such little damage.
I know.
It was the
Fire and
circumstances. It was the best thing to do, though.
No, it's fair. It's fair. It certainly made its life a pain in the ass. Now, water weirds are going to do attacks. Hit. Miss. Miss. And a hit. So 2 hits. Good job, water weirds. Uh, 14. 17. Jesus, 17 damage. Water Beard's no joke. 17 bludgeoning damage. And 13 additional bludgeoning damage. The dragon's getting beat up by these water beards. As it's getting beat up, it hisses, it just swims forward, and will just like, and is going to, like a snake, just like dive into the belly of this ship. You kind of hear that sort of rattle of its body moving through the guts of the ship, but it is going to depart the combat until further notice. And we are going to call an end to the combat for the moment. However, Tidewalker does sort of like gesture with her trident towards the hole, and you guys do feel the current of like 4 invisible entities like going into pursuit after the dragon. But for the time being, you all are given a moment to breathe as the ship kind of fully comes in with Rendell at this point. And we're going to say combat has ceased at this point. The dragon has made escape.
So, Captain, your choice. Do we fire?
Let's take a moment to breathe and heal those who need it, and then we'll resume pursuit afterwards.
Can we just hit them with the shit now?
To be able to see it first.
I use my lineage spell and sorry, I'll cast Cure Wounds on Echoth. Ooh, 14.
Cool. I will cast Death Ward on myself so that I don't fucking die instantly next time we see it.
And on that, I will. Something else I need to give you. So I'll cast Shield of Faith on you as well. Gives you a +2 AC for 10 minutes.
I don't know if that stacks with Mage Armor, which I already have.
Oh, you mean, yeah.
Yes, it'll stack. It'll stack.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a
Yeah,
note.
it's not considered. It's technically whatever. It's a shield. It's not like armor. So you're good.
Hassan, how are you looking?
I think I'm looking exactly bloodied.
Make you wounds on you as well. 9. It's fine. I'm
I-
sure there's a roll there.
Happy to have it.
Tidewalker goes. I don't know. Would a short rest be out of the question?
If we are
Oh.
not going to pursue, then a rest would be good. But if it's in the ship, should we just blow up the ship?
It's a good point.
Why don't
Blow
we
up the
just
ship.
blow up the... Can we do that?
Well, I have an idea. Bit stupid, but I have an idea.
We
I've
have
got a decent. Sorry, go on.
If we have the means to blast the wreckage to Kingdom Come, then by all means, do it.
Hassan's already swimming back to the turtle.
Yeah.
We're gonna blow shit up right now, up right now, up right now. Sorry.
All right, you guys all make your way back to the ship, and 2 by 2, you make your way through the airlock. Enter, water's drained, exit. In 2 by 2s. Takes about a minute to get you all through, I would imagine. And then as you're all there, and your party members are standing on the deck, probably not using the ballista for this, because that's kind of a waste of ammunition. But while fire damage doesn't do a lot of damage underwater, there's no sense wasting valuable, expensive resources. So I will say that your artillerists open up with the mangonel, and your witches with their enhanced blasts through the arcane thrower just start bombarding the ship, blasting the wood to smithereens, exploding. And after about a minute, this ship carcass that you're seeing here, I'm not going to go and redo the whole thing, but it basically becomes like a giant pile of like stone and scrap. There's just no sign of entrance or exit through the ship. It is no longer a ship carcass. It's more like a pile of wood and stone that probably weighs an exceptional amount. That is layered over the ground. There's no obvious entrance or exit any longer.
If I check my Ori, am I gonna still detect the dragon?
As you look through the Ori, make me the investigation or survival check.
15.
15? No, you don't seem to detect it.
Well, that's concerning. I figured at least if it was dead, I'd detect its corpse, maybe.
Yeah, you don't seem to detect it.
Maybe a quick scouting mission. I'll go if you need to. Lead you to the gut company.
Well,
Tidewalker's like, or we could just like she's like bleeding and
Yeah.
like Thalia's there like doing little heals here and there, and she's just like bleeding all over. Like she's like, or we could go tell the whale that we did it and just get the fuck out of here and get the stupid eye and leave.
Okay.
Whatever you want, Captain.
Will the whale help us without proof that we killed the dragon?
Plus, if it's dead, there's going to be a horde. I mean, I don't want to be a hoarder, but you know, there might be something worthwhile there.
Let's take an hour, rest, and just stay in the area, keep an eye out.
I am happy to not pursue if the whale will still help us. As Bisan is also just bloody as
Yeah. We'll wait out here for a bit, see if there's any movement. I'm not detecting it, but like, I mean, I don't really understand why I can't, but without some measure of proof, I'm not willing to bank on it being. I mean, do you two really think it's dead?
There was a lot went on, but it's the matter with Dragon.
But
you never know.
Come on, it's us.
would the poison go away?
I mean, that would probably take time.
Hmm.
Environmental changes will, well, as I say, take time.
I saw someone at the temple of Hecate, and she like the action she makes is like casting stones, and asked like yes or no. Is that like is that common? Can anyone do that?
I believe Vivara did it earlier. She's. Do you want to cast the bones again, Vivara?
She's like wringing out the water from her hair. She goes, yes, I can perform a small rite. Yes, what is it that we're trying to decide?
Whether to return to the whale and claim the deed is done, even though we're not 100% sure, or to continue pursuing the dragon on the assumption it still lives.
Could we just ask, is the dragon dead?
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. It gives a good or poor feeling towards a course of activity, as opposed to an answer. So you can't say like, is something alive or dead, but you can say, would it be a good idea to go after it? As an example.
I did not know if it was like 1 or 0 or black and white kind of. Cool.
That's alright. Let's see. And she'll take out her cup of bones and she'll whisper prayers to Hecate and funnel some magic into it and cast the bones in the back of the ship. And she will read the bones. And she will say, the bones seem to say wheel. Seem to say that it would be good to return to the animal world.
Very well. We'll rest and then head back to the whale.
And okay, you rest. No monsters come to try and attack the ship. No dragon, no nothing. You guys will all sustain a short rest. Go ahead and roll any healing required. Dragon does not appear Tidewalker boasts that her water weirds probably killed them. So she probably is Dragon Slayer now, technically speaking. But it can't be proven, so she won't. Like, it obviously can't be proven, so I'm not going to make you all start calling me a Dragon Slayer. And you guys can all get yourselves a nice short rest. After about an hour waiting and nothing, Arian says, should we turn around and start heading back, Captain?
Let me check the Ori, see if I can't find our little, well, our gigantic whale friend.
Aye, aye. I will say, since Arendelle poured the divine sense into your Ori, the celestial has been kind of tagged on your Ori. I'll say for like the day, maybe. And yeah, so you're able to, no check required, you're able to very easily like find where it is and return if you wish. So Orion will end up turning the ship, and the ship groans through the water and begins to move back to find this strange celestial animal lord. Let's see here. Whale. No. Oh my god. We have Pokemon whales, that's fun. Oh, cool. Sorry, I'm being sidetracked. Me humpback whale. You find once more this strange celestial being comes to you. It swims very quick for a whale, like a 60-foot around, which is, whales are sort of. This one just almost like spins as it goes, as it like approaches, and does seem to have these more almost divine traits to it. This whale, not entirely unlike the Kindori, but still something more lordly about it than the Kindori. If you and Thalia go up to talk to it, Thalia looks very pleased with herself. She's getting a little one-on-one time with the captain. Doesn't say anything, but Captain, can I just say, excellent work in combat. You're very, very skilled mage.
Everett directs a look of like absolute like irritation, annoyance, just all of the negative emotions, because that fight, I don't think I did a single thing.
Oh. I thought you did. Did you not? You did some stuff.
It saved me on everything. And then I got knocked down twice.
Oh, well, she still says it. But you don't get the sense she's saying it sarcastically.
Wow, your standards are low. So low. Wow.
Oh, don't say it. Don't say that.
Your sincerity actually bothers me more.
It was a very hard battle. Ancient dragons, stuff of legends and myth.
Fun fact, I was born a dragon. I'm a lunar dragonborn, which I was. Look, not only did I get my ass handed to me, but it just sort of wounds my draconic pride.
Oh. Well, I thought you did a good job. That was a very hard fight, and I don't think many people would have come out of that alive.
Well, if nothing else, the healing helped, which is exactly what we got you here for.
Thank you, Captain. I'm glad to have helped. There's something very rewarding about healing. It always just feels good to help.
Well, this is like a nice conversation. There's a giant celestial creature right in front of us.
Of course, Captain. My apologies. And at this point, yeah, you guys step out of the airlock. You make your way over, and the great creature is there waiting for you. And will sort of or she will go forward and she will say, uh, going to say, Draco Victus est Magnus Dominus Maris. And the creature will say, Pagrasti Duris, and then they'll continue to talk and talk. And Thalia is going to say, he says that we fought hard, and that he is glad to hear of its defeat, and that hopefully now the ocean's going to begin to heal. And he says that he will send creatures to reclaim the territory that was taken from the sea, and that he would be happy to guide us to the temple where the eye is held.
Excellent.
Okay. And then she'll, speak to it. It'll speak back, just basically telling it like we need to be on the ship because, and it simply says "Follow me," basically in Celestial. And you guys reboard the ship. Take it a couple of 30 seconds to reboard the ship, and it very begins to slowly move, and you all can follow. You guys are going to get to hear deeper you go into the water. Sorry, I tried. Deeper you go into the water, into the cold depths of the sea, even past the sort of green haze of the poison, to a place where the sea is unwired and untouched. Deeper you go, until you come to this old underwater ruined temple, not unlike the ones that you have seen in Thessalys, but clearly ruined, clearly old, and unattended to for a very long time. And the celestial stuff just sort of begins to kind of encircle and just kind of come to a halt around the temple itself, indicating that you have come to your final destination.
Well, here we are.
Aye, here we are, Captain. If you say so, you're the one with the orrery. Can't see shit while we're underwater.
Well, the Celestial's just circling, so let's see who to bring along. Basan or Rendil?
Yes, Captain.
People have so many names.
Definitely,
Thalia as well. Tide
Thanks for
Sidewalker.
Tidewalker.
uh, yep, they both get ready to go.
I believe that yeah, and
If
Saeed.
If we need to fight, he is good.
Yes, this is true. I cannot breathe the water, however.
I can bestow yet another air bubble, I suppose. You're lucky to so have such longevity. And I'll cast air bubble on Saeed.
It seems to me like you're the lucky one. And he'll accept it without thanks, as is his way.
Alright. I'm pretty sure I still have. How long does it last? Ooh, I need someone needs to set up that telepathic bond because oh no, I can cast it as a ritual. Never mind. I'll
Well, I
spend the
believe she already gave it to you, didn't she?
I
Hmm.
cast it earlier, but Vivara can cast another one if she wants.
Oh, sure, yeah. Vivara says, yes, if I'm not going, I would not have the magic. I could use it if you wish.
Just form a telepathic bond with all of us, just so we can communicate back to the ship, and vice versa.
Very well. She will go up to just flavor. She goes up to it's technically an action, but whatever. She goes up to each of you, and she'll it's a cross she's gonna make on your head, but it's not like a cross. It's more like a crossroads. But she goes up to each of you and like says a quiet word in a fiendish language and puts a cross on all of your foreheads and on her own even, and your minds are all connected. So Vivara and the away team are all connected.
Excellent. All right, out we go.
Okay, I'll go up front this time. Give the others a bit of a break.
All right. And so you do. Check something. All right, you guys are all shown out of the airlock by the sailors.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Just check something here real quick. Okay. Stars. Quick. Sure. Do a quick check of something. Should be about a moment more. Okay, excellent. You all exit into the water. I'll start putting you guys around. As you are put around, you see the great celestial whale kind of sits and just kind of will move a little closer to you guys just to be near, unless if you want to speak to it, you need to speak to it, but not too close because it is a very big whale. Incredible. I'd like someone to make a disadvantage perception check.
Can I turn it into a straight roll if I use my staff and light up the way?
Sure.
Woohoo. Well, that's a natural one, so I don't see shit.
All right. Understood.
Hold on.
Oh, you know what I could use?
17 is my lowest on disadvantage.
Okay, excellent. So this is what happens. This kind of fits together kind of nicely. So Etherith kind of lights up the staff and kind of like it is looking down at the staff and kind of swims by it without looking. Just completely missed it. But you, Arendo, who was behind, do notice it. And as the light catches up, you're directly ahead of it. As you're making your way into the temple, you notice the statue of a man. As you're about to enter. So, position things like this. So Etherith's kind of here. Arendelle, you kind of are right here as the staff is lit up, and the rest of you are behind you, moving in behind you, Arendelle. But yeah, you see this man kind of like looking at the door, and is in this strange position, and has sea moss and whatever all over it. But it's like this look of terror and like eyes wide as it stares at the open door to the temple. But Etherith just swims by, having missed it entirely.
Hold on, Captain.
And
Just
at this
notice
point,
the statue next to you.
and at this point,
Oh
yeah,
shit!
yeah, you swing around. It's like right in your face. What's going, like in your face?
Fuck.
Okay. If well, can I make some sort of check to discern whether it was human or humanoid at some point?
Sure, make a Arcana check.
Ugh, 9.
Tough to say.
Mm.
It's certainly standing in a very strange position for. There's nothing artistic about the statue. It's just in a very, I mean, artistic subjective, right? Like it could be like an analysis of like mortality or you're like, ah, whatever. No, you're pretty sure it's like it's a weird position for a statue to be stopped in, and it's even its feet are like uneven, as if it were swimming and just kind of like landed like heel toe, you know. So it doesn't look like a proper statue.
Strange. I mean, wait.
So it says, "Who cares? It's just a statue."
Yes, but think about it. We are deep down in the ocean here, and yet there's a structure, statue. How does this even exist?
Oh. There are means and ways of petrifying someone into stone, but it looks, I don't know. I doubt it's a statue, but you never know.
Like,
Tombs and that sort of thing do have statues about them.
can I give the statue like a little tap with my staff? Just like dunk.
Sure, you tap it. How hard are you tapping it? Just giving it like a little
Uh,
like that kind of thing.
I'd give it like a decent like dunk, like
Um,
not a little dinky tap, more like see if it'll like shatter. I'm not like whacking it as hard as I can, but enough that I'm
yeah,
like,
I know, yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. I get what you mean. It doesn't shatter. It's pretty solid. But you do see a couple bubbles kind of come up from like the heel toe. As you get the sense that like some maybe like barnacles or whatever kind of release a little bit, and it kind of becomes a little wavy in the water, like it catches the current a little more. It doesn't fall over. You get the sense you could knock it over if you wanted to at this point. For all intents and purposes, the statue's lost its balance.
Yeah.
I suggest, Captain, that we just take caution as we travel through and to be on guard.
I would agree. I'll try my best to keep the light up, but I think it's best if you take the lead on this one.
No problem, Captain.
Meanwhile, at the back, Thalia's like swimming between Basan and Saeed. He's like looking at both of you. Looks over at you. Basan goes, Basan, that fire ring was so impressive in the water. Wow, you attacked that dragon and fled the moment you attacked it. It was so strong of you. And I'm not gonna do that the whole time. She goes, it was an incredible strike. It scared the dragon away. You're a mighty warrior, Basan.
Hassan's actually going to look at Saeed and say, "You missed a good fight."
Nah, I missed too many good fights.
You should stop
Um,
missing good fights.
It wasn't by choice the captain did not select me for the away team. I will show him that he is missing out on true Githyanki warrior power.
Totally forgot Saeed existed. This is why I didn't take it.
That's fair. That's fair. I must show the captain that I am a force to be reckoned with. Um, and Natalia would be like, "Oh, and you certainly are, Saeed. That dragon that you've brought to be your companion. That must have taken great dominating power." She kind of like winks at you privately. Basan, because of course, Githyanki must know the power of domination. And I was like, "Oh, we're going now. Come on, you two." And we'll swim forward.
Bubble that. Bubble.
At this, she was very distracted by her games, but as you guys begin to swim, and she goes, "Oh no! Look, a petrified man." Because Captain, would you mind if I used some magic to heal this person?
It would be
I
nice.
mean, you can certainly try, but the moment you, I suppose I could give him an air bubble as well at the same time. Fine.
Because Aphrodite, free this man from his stone cage, and she will put her hand on it. You see one of the jewels like on her like arm, this like decorative sort of armband. One of the jewels on it sort of shatter, and the magic kind of encases it, and you see there's this glow of light, and all of the stone just sort of melts off of this person. They kind of. And you cast air bubble.
Yeah, I did.
He goes, where is it? Where, my sword, where's it gone? I was like, he goes, easy now, easy, you're okay, you're okay. What happened to you? He goes, there's a, wow, who are you? He like looks at Valerie. He goes, I am the priestess of Aphrodite. My name is Thalia. Please tell us what attacked you. He looks around and goes, oh, there is a monster here. A terrible monster. To look upon her is to turn to stone. I should know, for I did. I looked her in the eye and all turned to stone. It is a terrible creature with hair like snakes and a body that slithers through the water. A monster. A true monster of the depths. They say that those who have angered Poseidon will be attacked by the creature, and those who are not will be able to pass by without issue. I thought I had gained Poseidon's favor, but perhaps he is angered by my arrogance to come here. And Dahlia will just be like, go back to the ship now, go back to the ship, someone will take care of you. And he will just kind of frantically swim back towards your ship for safety.
I guess I'll inform Vivara. We've saved a petrified man. He's coming back to the ship. Just make him feel welcome, I guess.
You hear.
No, in like the.
I will speak to your sister about making this man welcome as you.
Just make sure he just sits down and stays quiet and doesn't break anything.
Oh, that's not like code. That wasn't like.
No, that was just
welcome. Wink, wink.
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay. Yes, Captain.
And just be on guard. There's a gorgon about. I don't know what a gorgon is. Like some sort of I don't know. Creature looks at you, snake hair. Touches the stone.
Okay, I mean, nobody can see outside the ship, but we'll do what we can.
Oh, good. Then just don't look outside, just in case.
Okay. Again, we still have no ability to, but we'll thank you. And you guys can proceed if you wish to do so.
Yes.
you are going to swim into the temple proper. Just gonna putting you guys all in there. Come on, Bominos. You guys get to here. You look and you see at the end of the hall there is a statue of the god of the sea beside him. In his muscular, beautiful nude form, he holds a trident high, long beard and hair, a mighty entity. One of his eyes are marble, but the other one seems to be a pristine gemstone that sits in the eye. You hear sort of movement amongst the. You can't see where it is, but you feel the current and the movement. You know that you're not alone inside of this small space. Something moving amongst the pillars. Hard to see. And you hear the words come forth from this sort of feminine form that says, "Who dares come to this sunken place of the bastard god Poseidon?"
Just look to the captain. You're me.
Ephirith, son of Hecate, captain of the prophet's Demise.
Just. And why should I not kill you for entering this place? Does your master come with spells to free you from the curse of the sea gods?
A dragon has been poisoning the sea here, yes?
Indeed.
Then you'll be pleased to know the dragon is no more, as we have slain it, buried it beneath shipwreck and stone.
Then you will sit, and I will speak with the god Poseidon to see if he's pleased with your deeds. And she says, "What's that, my lord? You have cursed me." "Yes, they claim to have slain the great poisoner of your sea." "What's this? They have been fooled by the dragon. They come here without trophy or glory. I will only slay them if it frees me from my curse, master." "Very well. Yes, let me be free." And you hear, "It seems you fools have failed to slay the dragon. It slunk away while you were glorifying your own commandments. I must kill you to be freed once and for all of this curse. Prepare to die in this place. Interlopers." And you're going to see. Well, we're gonna go to initiative. You don't see anything just yet because that's important.
That might be the first time Ephirith has ever rolled good on initiative. This is a glorious day.
Glories of plenty.
That shield of faith would have worn off by now as well. It was only 10 weeks. And I thought we may have been going to follow the dragon, but it's fine.
Okay. Let me get some of the shields going. Okay, Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh boy, I got a lot of work to do here. Hang on. Let's do this. Failure rules. Tide Walker. Water weirds are gone. And 17 for Said. Okay, initiative's up. Who rolled a 20 plus? Son, good job. Who rolled a 15 plus?
19.
19, that's good job. Who rolled a 10 plus?
12 for me.
Job. And then Thalia rolled pretty low. 10. The ship rolled pretty good. Did you get a good Ethrith? Sorry?
19.
19, okay. The ship will go after. And we've got 3 people, same initiative here. So let's see here. Animal Lord is definitely going first. Is definitely going before Tidewalker. Excellent. Get some battle music going and we'll get to it. Okay, Basan, you hear this declaration of amnesty from this creature. It is. You don't know where it is, per se, but you did hear its voice last come from behind the statue, as it is currently in stealth. So what would you like to do?
I just want to make sure that it was clarified, like during gameplay, I'm remembering this right, that it was said that this thing just kind of saw this whatever and turned to stone. Like, do we have?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So I will, because it warned you of that, I will give you the option at the beginning of your turn. Would you like to, like, avert your eyes? Like, intentionally try and keep your eyes closed?
Yeah.
Okay, you will be considered blinded for your turn, but you should be protected from this creature's petrifying powers. So, okay, you close your eyes, you're blinded. You're guided only by sound for the rest of until your next turn. You can make the decision over again. So, what would you like to do?
So I am not going to swim around blind. I'm actually going to hold my position and wait until if I feel something close, I'll swing at it with the sunblade. Otherwise, even with my eyes open, I didn't have a line of sight on this thing. I've got no idea where it is.
Right, you hold your action. Fair enough. Okay. Let's see here. That's going to bring us to the layer action. I need Arendil, Saeed, and Tidewalker to make con saves. As there's suddenly just like a wave of energy that just sort of like spans from the statue of Poseidon around this temple. How did you do, Arenda?
11.
11. Okay. In this moment, you are partially turned to stone, as there is a petrifying wave. Basically, stone builds up your legs and kind of weighs you down, and this happens to Tidewalker as well. The two of you are going to have a speed of 0 until until the next layer action.
Okay. So it's just the petrified.
You don't have the petrified condition. You're not
No.
petrified per se. Your speed is just 0. That's
Oh,
all.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Saeed will resist to a degree where he like kind of pushes through and like bends his legs and joints, but the weight is still going to reduce his speed to half. Okay, that's going to bring us to Ethrith's turn. What do you do, Ethrith?
Sorry, just a quick one on that. For those saving throws, anybody else around me would have got a +1 to their save in case that helps Tidewalker.
+1 wouldn't have helped Tidewalker, but thank you for letting me. Good call. Sorry. All right, Ethrith, you're up.
Okay, how far is that gem?
How far is the gem? Not too far. I'm gonna say like 30 feet to swim up to the statue and take it.
Oh, I don't need to do that. Let's catch Mage Hand and grab it.
Hey, Mage Hand appears, kind of goes up to try and grab it, and like grabs it, and your hand like yanks and is struggling to do so. I don't want to like kill your turn. I'll tell you what. Make me. It's supposed to be only 5 pounds pressure, but I'm gonna let you make an Arcana check to see if you can just put a little extra something behind Mage Hand and see if you can pry it free.
15.
15. 15. Put the dice aside. It yanks, and it seems that the erosion of the sea does pry it free, and the Mage Hand is now holding a rather large gemstone in the shape of an eye.
Wonderful. So I'm just reading to see if I can move on or not.
Yeah, so how far does Mage Hand move around? 30 feet?
30 feet, but I can't move until next turn. So it's just...
Got it.
It's just
So
got a
there
thing
we
in his
go.
hand. Yes. Okay, that's fine. I then... Oh, this could be very clever and quite funny. And may actually help us in the long run. I'm going to use Quickened Spell.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Hallucinatory Terrain.
Oh, fuck. This spell is a pain in my ass. All right. Hallucinatory terrain. Jesus Christ. Let me pull it up.
I'm not going to
before we get
really...
started.
I'm not going to change a great deal here. I'm just going to try and obscure everything in front of the statue so it can't see us.
Okay.
And we can't see it.
All right. Give me just a second here. I'm going to pull it up. You make the natural terrain 150 feet. Like sense. Some other sort of natural terrain. So terrain promptly made to seem like grass and meadow. Okay. Tactile characteristics of the train change. Okay. Sweet. So casting time's 10 minutes, but
Wait, is it?
quickening turns it into an action.
Let me check. Cooking spell.
Unless
No, I
there's
can't do that. I didn't realize it had like a long casting time. Damn it, that sucks. Never
Yeah.
mind. Plan B. What is my plan B? My plan B is Wall of Death.
that's that's a fine plan B if I do say so. Okay, so I assume you just want to like hit it like that.
Yeah, I'll make the damaging 10 feet towards the statue. I don't think my mage hand takes damage, does it?
I
No.
don't think so. How high is it? How high is the wall?
The wall is, I believe, 20 feet high. If
Okay,
I'm
got
going
it.
off memory there, let me just double check, make sure or not. Yes, it is 20 feet high.
Got it. So, and it's no. Is it an opaque wall?
Yes, an opaque wall of, well, necrotic fire.
Man, we love that for your wall. So from wall to wall, I put it like this just so we can see it. But I assume
Yeah.
like you wanted it between the pillars, like hitting each
Oh
wall.
yeah, as wide as I can get it, just completely cut off that space. Because now that I have my
And so
hand
you
on
do.
the gem, I don't care.
Got it. Yeah, your mage hand is on the gem. This wall of like black flame just shoots up and sort of divides the space between you and the statue. Is there anything else?
Okay, I actually can't walk away, otherwise my mage hand will fizzle out. So I'm just gonna have to chill here and I'm just gonna turn around. Just, or just I guess I'll just shut my eyes, just
Okay,
in case.
sure. Shut your eyes. Fair enough. Ship is going to move forward. One of your NPCs was like under attack, so it's just going to take that little. If I'm not mistaken, turtle ship is smooth as fuck.
Yes. I've got it up. So hold on.
Turtle ship stats quick.
I've just pulled them up.
No, you're good. Here we are.
25 foot.
Yeah. It's going to just start kind of moving closer to what it can do. That is what that is. That's going to bring us to. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. Saeed's turn. We'll go to Saeed's turn. So, Saeed is going to has half his speed, so he's going to move 5 feet forward because of the stone around his legs and the fact he's swimming. And he's going to do some stuff. He's going to say, "There is no creature that can face us. Stand strong, do not cower." And he is going to rally the troops with a bonus action, which means that anyone within 30 feet of Saeed can't be charmed or frightened for the next until the end of his next turn. Oh, never mind. It ends any of these features. So no, never mind. It doesn't do that. All right, he is going to. I think he's going to focus on his psionic energy. He is going to begin to. His form begins to almost shimmer with psionic energy as he psionically casts Blur. And he's going to astral step forward to sort of be in front of you, Etherith, and he'll draw his silver sword in preparation for an enemy. And he does not avert his eyes because he is not afraid. That'll bring us to Arren. Oh, that'll bring us to a legendary action. That's what we'll do. Let's see. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay, can't do that. Through the flames, there is going to be this like blast of like greenish energy that sails forward. That's going to be an attack on you, Ethrith. Going to be lots of advantages and disadvantages at play. It's going to be a straight roll. But lucky for you, it's only a 15 to hit.
That still hits.
Still hits.
Wait, no, never mind. Shield. Haha.
Can you shield against something you can't see coming?
Until the start next turn, you have +5. When you were hit by an attack roll targeted by the magic missile spell. So.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
The key is being hit. So as you feel the blast hitting you, you fire it away with the shield and disperse the attack. No problem. Okay. So you're good. Well done. That is going to now bring us to your turn, Arendelle. You have 0 speed. Would you like to avert your eyes at the start of your turn?
Yes. So my question would be, if I close my eyes and use Divine Sense, would I be able to see where this creature is?
Divine Sense is a 1 round ping. So while I will
Says
say
it lasts for 10 minutes.
Oh, they changed Paladin. Not a bad
Can
thing.
live any Divine Sense for the next 10 minutes or until you're incapacitated condition, you know the location of any celestial fiends and undead within 60 feet.
The answer is yes, then, as long as it is indeed a celestial fiend or undead.
Okay, I'll close my eyes and I'll do that to see whether I get a ping.
You send off your Divine Sense. You can certainly sense the presence of the Animal Lord outside, but unfortunately not the creature you are facing. Does not seem to be any of those things.
Okay.
Is there a bonus action you got?
No.
Okay.
No, because I can't use 2-weapon fighting. No, it's fine.
Understood. That's going to bring us to the Animal Lord outside. You're going to see the great whale-like creature swim down to about here with a legendary action. It is going to use a bonus action to shapeshift. I don't know what it's going to turn into, what it's going to look like. I'm going to turn into something very disturbing because it's the only way to go. Ugh, whatever. So stupid. It's going to shapeshift, and this huge whale version of itself is going to go from being like a whale, like man, that it is like 80% whale, 20% like something more humanoid, that it shapeshifts and its size comes down to look. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's like totally like almost like a merman, but with like a whale, like whale-like features. So its tail is whale-like, but it becomes this like beautiful whale-skinned merman-like creature that is medium-sized. And let's see here. I'm gonna cast a spell on you all that I always wanted to do. that I can do now. Don't worry, it's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. Okay, let's take a look. Amazing. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. This is so dumb. I love it. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna turn into something cool. Yeah, sure, why not? Sorry, I'm trying to make a good decision. Yeah, it's got a lot of hit points. We like a lot of hit points. No, it's got more hit points. Same speed. Okay. The giant, this celestial put its hands out, and is going to say, "Return to your mother, and be gone from this place." You sort of like hear the words in your mind, saying, "Take your prize and leave for your burden with your valor," and is going to cast animal shapes. And all of you in this moment are shape-shifted into giant snapping turtles. You've been blessed for sure. So I'm gonna post giant snapping turtles. This definitely won't be inconvenient for you. You're welcome. Here's the stat block.
Do I lose my mage hand?
It's a good question. I'm gonna find out. Choose something to go really creepy. Shift to a large or small piece of your choice for each other before Lord. Targets placed by the base statistics of the target creates creature type. That's nine abilities to communicate intelligence with scores. So yeah, keep this in mind. You take the statistics of the beast, but you retain your hit points, hit point dice, alignment, ability to communicate, intelligence, wisdom, charisma score. But your actions are limited to your beast form's anatomy, and you can't cast spells. So what I'm going to say is, while you can't cast new spells, your ability to maintain your mage hand will persist. So whatever's already been cast, you're good.
Okay.
So feel free to be creative. I mean, you can use your features as long as it makes sense that your new shape can perform those actions.
Okay.
You also gain a number of temporary hit points equal to the hit points of your new form, which is 75 temporary hit points. And you can always end this as a bonus action. But if you do end it as a bonus action, you'll lose those temporary hit points. Okay. Bada boom. Suddenly, you are all turtles. You're welcome.
That's so cool.
I always wanted to use this spell. It's so stupid. I love it. Wow. You're welcome.
I'm just this pure white snapping turtle.
It shouldn't be very different from you. It's just another reptile.
Yeah.
Look at you guys.
My face just does not change.
Yeah, that's actually very fun.
They have dragon
incredible.
turtles.
They do have dragon turtles. It's true.
I literally use the snapping like turtle head for his mini. So
Incredible. Yeah, look at you, bunch of snapping turtles. Oh, it's like you're storming the beach to get away from the seagulls. Um, and that is what the wonderful animal lord's going to do. That's going to bring us to a legendary action from. Or actually, as your old turn to snapping turtles, it's then going to move 60 feet in. It's going to swim through the water right to the front of the line. And is going to sort of speak in Celestial, words you don't understand, at like broadly at the statue. The creature. So tell me about Spellfire. So tell me about this wall of flame here after it.
What do you want to know?
What happens as it swims through it?
Oh, I mean it's necrotic, so like it starts to try and sort of try and rot away the flesh of whatever runs through it. And
Very
that's
fair.
a con save.
Okay. Well, it's left stealth because it shot at you guys. It's going to like move through all of it. Move to here. So con save. That is going to be 17 to save.
Meets it, beats it.
Okay. That'll
That's-
take half.
Yep. Half of 23, so 11.
11 points of necrotic damage. It moves up to its speed without provoking. So just kind of sort of comes out. You guys see the horrific form of this creature. I'll give you a image of what it looks like here on Zoom. Now that you can see it in all of its horrible glory. Well, to those of you who are looking, of course.
I don't see it.
Yeah, you don't see it. You just hear this like shrieking, hissing woman come slinking out. And now that it is her turn, she's going to use it. So let's see here. It's going to hiss at the animal lord, and it's going to take this like curved blade, and it's going to swing at the animal lord's head.
All right, start rolling
No
dice.
way. That's insane. Holy fuck. You guys see the Medusa? So this animal's lord of the sea, this whale creature, has essentially transformed you all and is like, for whatever reason on your side, has come forward and spoke its language. The Medusa comes out. For those of you who have your eyes open, which is none of you, you simply hear it come out and go, and you hear this, and all of you are yourselves again as you see the Celestial's head on the ground as she has used her blade to kill it in a single strike.
So much for that.
So, this creature, I'll say it above the table because it's pretty obvious, has a weapon that if they roll a natural 20, just decapitates target if they have a single head. Period. And did that just now to the Celestial. Fucking murdered it immediately. Pretty cool sword. Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna bring us. So it's not done its turn. It just killed the Celestial in one. It's going to look at Saeed. The bonus action go with the petrifying look. It's going to be a 30-foot cone. So who has not had the chance or did not avert their eyes? That would be Tidewalker has not had the chance. Saeed did not. Dahlia has not had the chance. The three of them need to make con saves. So we'll start with Dahlia. She is alright. Tidewalker. Saeed saves. Dahlia and Tidewalker fail. And the two of them are now restrained and turning to stone. Are being turned to stone. They both also take 3d6 force, magical force damage. 6, 12, 8. It's going to be 19 damage to both of them. All right. It's going to take its last 2 attacks. Pissed that Saeed succeeded, I think is going to constrict or attempt to constrict Saeed. Definitely hits on a natural 19. Saeed is now grappled. It's going to take 18 points of damage in his bindings. And lastly, he's going to take a sneak hair attack against Saeed. Why not? If he is grappled and restrained, it's an advantage. That's a natural 20. It's going to be 20, 30. It's going to be 39 points of damage to Saeed. And that is the Medusa's turn. Bringing us to Tidewalker. Let's see here. Next turn. Okay, she can't move because she's restrained by the stone that's going up her body. Fuck it. She's gonna summon more water weirds because that's an awesome move and she can do it after a short rest. She rolls another 4 and summons 4 fucking water weirds to come beat the fuck out of her enemy. Quick question for you, Ethrith. You want to keep the wall of fire going? Considering Medusa's now on the other side?
Yeah, I'll drop concentration on that.
Okay. Drop that. Just gives the water weirds more options for surrounding, I guess. Put one up here where the dead animal lord is. That's what you get for defying Poseidon. And then we'll take a number of attacks on the Medusa with water weirds. They're all visible and flanking, so advantages to all. That's a hit. That is going to be a miss. That is going to be a hit. And that is going to be a miss. So 2 hit. It's going to be 6, 12, 15. It's going to be 20 damage on the first blow. Second blow is going to be 5, 10, 16 additional damage. And the Medusa is grappled. grappled and restrained as the water weirds sort of surround and kind of bind her in the water. She kind of just kind of hisses, unable to move with Tidewalker's power in play. She still can't move, so she's going to stay put. And that will be her turn. Thalia. Oh, she needs to make a con save to see if she continues to be petrified. She succeeds the saving throw, and thus will no longer begin to be petrified. Thalia isn't going to waste or worry about it. She's just going to straight up cast Greater Restoration on herself and end the petrification. She is able to move, so she is going to swim back 15 feet that she can towards the ship, and then she is going to look down. I don't think she knows what she wants to be cautious. Saeed's the one who got beat up a bunch. Ooh, or you know what? Oh, he lost his head. Actually, that's can't. Still coming back from a missing head, unfortunately. Doesn't restore missing body parts. Okay, too bad. She is going to cast. Who needs a little help here? She already cast Greater Restoration. She's out of spell, so she's just going to shoot some radiant bursts down the way. She brings up her rose flame staff. She's going to fire radiant bursts. That's going to be 3 shots. Natural 20. That's going to be a hit. And a hit. All right, here comes a lot of damage for the bad guys. 8, 12, 3, 5, 55, 50, 80. That's going to be 130 radiant damage to our enemy here. 130 radiant damage. As she brings this flaming rose staff forward, and these, being a light cleric, blasts some radiant flame just and blast into her restrained body, which is going to bring us to Basan's turn. Basan, what do you do? Do you still wish to avert your eyes?
At this point, I can tell that we're everyone's people are engaged. We have a lock on her. So yeah,
absolutely.
Now that I'm not gonna get surprised by where she is, I will. I don't know if there's a way I can avert my eyes without closing them entirely, but I will.
You got to be blind or nothing.
Then I'm gonna move forward and engage.
Okay. You see the creature for the first time, and you see the celestial decapitated. Where are you, Basan? There you are. You can move forward 15 feet.
Even in the fish suit?
Oh, right. You got to swim speed with the fish suit. So you can move right up to melee. She's restrained. You have an advantage.
Do I need to roll versus petrification?
Nope.
Oh, all right.
Getting petrified right now, so no.
Then that is a 30 to hit.
Certainly hits. Roll some damage.
La 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 la. Where is my thing? It's over here. All right. That is 9 radiant, and I am going to do the psi thing. Which will add a point of force damage, so 10 points total.
10 points total.
Do that again.
Got her. I did it.
It all counts. It all counts.
It all counts. She's
Uh,
bloody, by the way.
for 28 to
28. Well
hit.
done. Oh, 28 to hit. That
Yes,
hits.
28 to hit, and then I will roll my damage on it because it's up here. Oh, fuck me. All right. It is 13, and I'm going to go ahead and action surge.
Damage, action surge. Go for it. Love a good action surge.
All right, for another 30. Like I'm rolling a lot of like 18s and 19s, which is
Well done. Go ahead and roll damage.
it's the
You
joy
got
of having advantage.
Hell yeah.
So that's a 14. And I'm going to go ahead and add the psi power to this one, which is better. That's 7 force damage, so 21 total.
21 damage. Okay, excellent.
And then
Yep, go for it.
action surge, so this will be my last one. 24 to hit.
24 will hit. Roll some damage.
For 15 radiant damage. And
How we... Oh,
go ahead.
Nope, keep going.
I was going to say that's if I well no that's all I've got, I think.
Okay.
So I was going to say, but I'll close my eyes now.
No.
You can't do that. All right.
Yeah. If you're closing your eyes, you got to do it at the start of your turn. You can't take a full. You can't get the benefit, and you know what I mean. You can't have the best of both worlds, unfortunately.
All right. Well, it was a shot anyway, so I'm here.
Okay. All right. Lair action. The creature is immensely hurt. And what are we gonna do here? The stone falls away from Saeed and from Arendil and from Tidewalker. Tide, whatever her name is. And instead, he's going to Saeed's all caught up, so we can't do much about Saeed being in there. But in this moment, she sort of growls and like her snakes like point at the ground in front of her and kind of stare at the ground, and the stone will begin to as she forms a 20-foot high stone wall in front between all of you and her. This one will do. Mm-hmm. 20 feet high. Oh, why did it do that? What the fuck? That's weird. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna leave the stone wall like that much there, so we know that is where the wall is. But she just basically walks off half of the temple with Saeed on the other side. That'll bring us to your turn. What do you do?
Man, the times I wish I was my actual draconic self and not a dragonborn. I'm just staring at a wall, right? Like there's no way through.
Not as far as you can see.
And
Don't worry about these crystals. They're not actually. You're just creating lighting.
doesn't help that I have my mage hand on the other side of the wall. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
do
on the other
anything
side of
with.
the wall, unfortunately.
I do not have the spells for this particular problem.
I have, hopefully.
So I'll just occupy spaces I can see.
Yeah, kind of sucks for a caster, especially what's going on here.
Just check something. Can this tunnel not? Does it have a digging speed? No, it does not. It's the legacy version. Right. Uh, are there any like gaps in the walls to the left or right of me?
No, it's wall to wall like your wall of fire was, unfortunately.
I just wish I had had my spell slots completely out. Um, I guess I'll just move myself down initiative order for to. I mean, where's the? I need to see the initiative order. Put me like, after Rendell.
Okay. And so you are after Rindu. Bringing us to the ship. Ship is just going to do what it does. It's going to continue to go closer. Quicker access. All right, Saeed's got a bit of a tricky situation. This might save his day, though. Oh! On a recharge of 4 to 6, he rolls a 6. He's going to astral step out of the binding. Anime style, right behind the Medusa. And he is going to swing his silver greatsword against the restrained Medusa who's being held from 4 points by water weird. She looks up at him and he's going to swing at her. That one is going to be 20. There's this moment where like this wall goes up and Etherith and the Sonya are like, come on, what do I do? What do I do? And then the wall just falls away. And on the other side, like at the moment it falls away, you just see like Saeed like this, and the Medusa's head here, and the Medusa's body down here, as both fall to the ground. And Saeed has struck the final blow, slaying Medusa.
Back in my mage hand and plop the gem in my hand.
And so you do. And so you do.
So Bisan is grinning, but she's going to swim up to Saeed and say, "You're welcome."
he grins. He likes the rivalry of it. And he goes, "No, you're welcome." And kind of just like playfully sneers back at you. He's gonna grab the Medusa head from the water. He's gonna turn around to face the statue Poseidon. He's gonna kind of almost like throw it at Poseidon's statue, like at its feet, and say, "Here is your dead champion, fool god." And is going to turn, and the eye will bloop into your hand. It's a big eyeball. It's like that. It's like a let's see. It's like a sapphire and ruby gemstone. Like it's sapphire with like a single circle of ruby in it, making it look like an eye. It is a massive gemstone, and you're probably gonna make a buck on this bad boy.
Saeed, take a sword. You earned it.
No. This is the sword Blacketh would bestow upon her honored warriors. If one is to take this weapon, it shall be.
Arenda will just walk up and pick the sword up and drag it along with him now.
You pick it up. This is it's a little it's not it was kind of like a short blade for the Medusa, but in your hands it is a long sword. This is a long sword of certain death. That is what it is and what it's called. It is this true to the picture. If you look at the picture, it's this like almost scimitar looking like curved blade that is specifically built for like it's the angle of the blade is specifically built to bring as much impact to a limb as possible and sever it, if at all possible. So you may accept this weapon if you so choose.
Unless Basson wants it. Well, I'm going to be picking up some form of weapon that I'm getting made anyway from the lightning rock that I had. So we'll wait and see what that comes up with, and then we'll go for it. But yeah, okay.
And she puts her hand on her sunblade and says, "This."
Okay.
I have no doubt you guys will find someone who wants it.
It's a great weapon. It's just
Everyone's got their flavor. It's all good.
She's a Jedi would never give up their lightsaber.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd offer.
No problem. Everyone's got their flavor. It's all good.
I'll add that in anyway, so I've got it.
Well, let's not waste any more time. I would hate to get ambushed by the dragon that apparently is still alive.
Yeah,
Power.
sounds good. Let's go.
This is considered a sword of sharpness. I got the name wrong. It is a sword of sharpness. Definitely take the legacy version. Do not take the new version, because the new version sucks. It just does like a little extra slashing damage and a point of exhaustion. And the old one lets you decapitate someone if you're rolling that 20, which is fucking sick, right?
Okay, thank you.
By legacy, he means legendary. I love it.
Yeah, I guess. They nerfed it pretty hard. This one, it's if you roll an at 20, deal an extra 14 slashing damage. Then roll another d20. If you roll a 20, you lop off one of the target's limbs. I ignore that because, like, who the fuck's rolling 2 nat 20s in a row? Like, what's the point of a weapon? So if you roll a nat 20, 14 slashing damage, and you lop off a limb. Yeah. Because that's cool. It also makes light. Anyway. Moving right along. Or I guess I could. Ooh, or I can make it a. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute.
He's gonna mess with it. He's gonna do stuff, which I'm thoroughly all about.
Want it to be cooler.
Yeah. Hey, I am. This is.
No,
please don't listen to me and think
on.
I'm complaining. I am marveling at your genius, sir. Take all the time you want.
No, I'm going to simply say this is a vorpal sword. I take it back. This is a legendary weapon. This is a vorpal sword. +3 bonus to attack rolls. Ignores resistance to slashing damage. If the target is at least one head roll, and you roll a 20 on a d20, you cut off the creature's head. Fuck yeah, we're giving out legendary items, baby. If we're in this campaign earlier, we're getting cooler shit earlier. So, yep, vorpal weapon.
That is a
With
great
that,
weapon.
you have the gemstone. You swim back to the ship, and you have lain waste to Poseidon's realm. You came in, and Poseidon, due to his own general fury and need to punish, his own furiosity seems to have left him a little worse than he was when he started. He is now down 2 servants, and his seas are still poisoned. But you all board the ship, and you all will. It'll be a little bit of a journey. It might take I'm gonna say 2 hours to get back to the surface. But after 2 hours, you surface up out of the Black Sea, and you can begin to make your way back into the wild space and along the Thessaly to complete your contracts. I'll do a little roll, see if there's any random encounters on the way up. There are not. And as you exit the atmosphere of Skora, you have succeeded. You have gained another long rest, or short rest, if you want it, and you can begin making your way back to Thessaly. But let's take a short rest of our own. 15 minutes. We'll be back to the game, and we can reap some rewards.
Cool.
Okay. Sorry, Ryan, can you just tell me what that weapon was again? Sorry.
It is called a Vorpal Sword.
Vorpal sword.
VORPA
Yeah.
Vorpal. I take the new version; they're the exact same as far as I can tell.
Okay.
I don't know if this is. I feel like you and I are doing some things with Bisan now that we're getting towards, like we're making some changes, and I can't imagine a reason she would put down her Sunblade, like because it's just so tied to.
Yeah. Well, same with Saeed. Like the silver greatsword is certainly not better than a Vorpal sword, but
But like
it's a silver sword of Locket. He's keeping it.
also as a, I feel like it's looking that a very awesome gift in the mouth, and that's like I hate that because it's a
Well, fear not.
magnificent sword, but
It is. But fear not. They're cool. If you're worried about giving up cool shit, other cool shit is on the way. I promise.
Just as a quick, well, I'll wait till Nathan comes back and then I'll go through this one.
Sweet. Okay, cool. But yeah, don't worry, Basan. You're not. Consider this only like a flavor-based temporary handicap. There will be cool replacements, Basan theme. I promise.
that is such a cool sword.
Okay. Um, Sweet. So you guys are back, and you make it back to Wild Space, isn't that right? Um,
I like the
Fantastic.
assistant DM.
Yeah, she likes to try and roll the dice. I've found when after I roll them. Of course. So you guys are back in Wild Space. Oh, hello. Yes. Um, Back in space you are. Sweet. It should be only a couple of hours to get back to Thessalys. It's fairly close. Should be smooth sailings. You're all like standing around the Vorpal sword. Who's gonna take it? But Arendelle, you're gonna take it for the time being.
Yes.
Understood. Understood. And so you will. Anything to do on the ship before you guys land?
I've got nothing.
Cool.
Bisan will try to find Talia.
Yeah, no problem. You find Thalia. She is always easily found, very available.
And she'll
smile to see you.
suggest that they go visit Nigel just to keep him company. I mean, hang out and keep him company too, and she'll get Archie.
And so you do, you guys.
Who's probably very fat fox now.
Yes, he just kind of, yeah, he's taking care of the rats and all. And is just kind of like a happy little ship guy. Yeah, you two hang out over there. Nigel's happy to see you too. And Thalia's like, so, You and Saeed work very well together, don't you?
Yes. Can I, and she's actually gonna pull out like her brush and say, can I braid your hair while we talk?
Sure, sure, of course. And she will sit down and kind of let you do your thing.
So yeah, so while we talk and she will say, I have questions about the gods. Like, for instance, why didn't the god just ask us to go kill the dragon? We would have done that. Could Aphrodite have just broken the curse and then she wouldn't have been a snake lady and couldn't have affected us to start with? I don't talk well, but I'm trying. And the entire time she's really dexterous and she's good with braiding hair. So I imagine her like carefully going through her hair and taking
Mhm.
little paper roses that she's delicately made with her psionics and weaving them in there.
Absolutely. She says, "You're asking us a question that is probably the oldest question in the book, which is why the gods do what they do. Well, each god's different, but each god has the same flaw that any one of us do, is that they are just that. They are flawed. They're not perfect. They don't always make the right choices. They let their emotions get ahead of them. I know that Poseidon is considered to be a very ferocious, very unpredictable god. He is like the sea. It can be very friendly to you in the morning and your enemy in the afternoon for seemingly no reason. So, if you look at things, things didn't work out so well for Poseidon. He lost a guardian of one of his temples. He lost a relic that was probably precious to him. And he also lost a holy servant of his seas. And his seas are still poisoned um, because he decided to choose wrath. He has made errors and made mistakes. Not that, of course, we would ever admit that before such a powerful uh, God who is omniscient when we are near the water. But he was angered, he was wrathful, and it didn't work out for him. And it didn't work out for us either, in a way. So he made mistakes for the same reason that me and you make mistakes, because we sometimes let our emotion get in the way of our reason.
But that emotion exists and we still have to manage it.
Oh, of course. That isn't to say that emotion is a bad thing. Emotion can, it's like anything in the world. You have to balance everything, right? You have to, you have to be responsible, but you also have to have fun. You have to love, but you also have to love yourself as well as other people. You have to be angry and use that anger against your enemies, but you can't let it blind you. Everything needs balance, including anger and love and emotion, especially.
I've been taught my entire life to avoid attachments.
Why?
When you become attached, you lose your ability to reason, to make intelligent decisions.
Hmm, that's fair. But, hmm, she kind of thinks of what to say, and she says, but attachments give you something to fight for, don't they?
There's power in it. I see that. I see that. I just don't understand it, but I see it.
Hmm. Well, it's very fair that attachment can lead to emotion, which can send you down a bad path, which can, blind you with anger and revenge and all of these things, despair. But I think that is something to be learned too, is how to be reasonable when you're emotional. I don't think the solution is just to not have attachments so that you don't have to learn the lessons of balancing your reason with your emotions. I think it's I think it's just skipping the lessons you need to learn and denying yourself the privileges of having attachments. I'm no war god, my god is no war god, but she is very close with a certain war god. And what would he say? I think he would say that you need to be dangerous in life, and you need to be able to control that danger. It's like you're not a good person for not being dangerous if you're not capable of violence. You need to, if you're a non-threat, that doesn't make you a good person if you're weak. But if you're capable of violence and you know how to control that violence, then you're a good person and you use it well. And I think that's what we all know here on the ship. And I think it's the same thing with attachment, right? It's the same thing with love and emotion. You're not a good person because you're not a good and well-controlled person by denying yourself attachment. It just means that you've never dared to be attached to anything and never learned to control yourself. It doesn't mean that you're more of a peaceful, controlled person. It just means that you've never done the lesson. But to have attachments and to know where to set the line and to put duty before love sometimes, or love before duty, that is true strength. That's true courage, if you ask me. To love knowing that there is the possibility of anger.
That makes sense. Yes, I feel like she would have nothing else to say, but like so many gears in her head just went click, 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 and locked in. The Anarchs spend years and years studying to be able to take pieces of chaos and form structures. It would be, and she's smiling, it would be heresy to suggest that their ability is somehow connected to a stubborn refusal to learn a lesson. But it feels true. It's like the balance is somewhere between that and whatever's going on with the Githyanki, because they're still slaves. They just don't know it.
Well, I can't speak about all that. I don't know about Githyanki's and your culture. I can't speak to that. I can only speak to the power and value of love. That is what I have dedicated my life to.
So hopefully at the end, what we'll have is a combination of netting, where the hair's been taken in small pieces and made to look like netting, and then herringbone tied in like a knot at the nape of her neck, and then allowed to run, because she's got a fuck ton of hair, and then allowed to run free.
And the mini I'm using isn't a perfect representation.
Yeah.
She has like red hair. That's my Aphrodite mini, actually. So But yeah, she's got a lot. She's got enough for sure.
So and she's taken little paper origami roses that she's used her telekinesis her telekinesis to create, and she's woven them in the little where the little hair ties would be. She's put them there. So hopefully it's pretty.
Yeah, she is very happy to have had a hair day with you, and she says, "Well, thank you so much. It's an interesting look. I'll show it off for the day."
Thank you. I don't do girl time. That was at first. Thank you.
She'll give you a little hug. And we'll leave you to your work or to whatever it is you wish to do. All right. Okay. Anything for Arendelle? Anything for Ethrith? Or are we ready to get back to Thessalys?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
I got nothing.
All right. Well, according to the dice, Wild Space is the most peaceful wild space, or Great Space is the most peaceful wild space system in all the world. Nothing cool happens in Great Space, except just a peaceful voyage back home. And so you do come back to Thessalys. All right. Magnificent. So, you're back. What do you do? Want to drop off the contract, make a buck?
What time? Like, is it late in the day? I mean, we've been traveling for a while.
I'm gonna say it's late in the day. It's a good point. You've had a long day.
Yeah, the second we land, it's to say, we'll deal with the contract in the morning. I'm going to bed. I just go into the captain's quarters and just collapse in bed.
Got it. You go to the captain's quarters. As you close the door, like whoever might see Kelenestra, like kind of look moody that the room has been taken, and she'll let's go find a bunk. And she'll go find a bunk. Or actually, she goes, "What am I doing? I'm on Thessalys." And she's
I was just going to say, I was going to go and we'll go and find a decent inn to stay at.
Yep, she'll go, catch up with you and place her arm around you. And says, "Oh, Rendell, yes, you always find such nice places to stay." And we'll happily go along with you. And yeah, the crew sort of disperses. The crew is very happy to have had a victory, and they're all celebrating. Coppercut will assure whoever's around that he is there. He thinks he only needs tomorrow. He probably will have it done tomorrow. The shield generator should be up and operational by tomorrow. And yeah, you guys all can chill out and have a little resty poo. And then that's fine. Let me do a little roll. Yeah, you guys go down for sleep, and sleep you do without issue. I need to look something up here. Okay. You guys are going to wake up to, we'll say the Spelljammer Aryan kind of pokes you awake, Arendelle. Or you're trance, so you probably be, you're not even on the ship. Not you. I'll say there's a knock on your door, Etherith. You're around the end of your sleep.
1 second. like get up, throw on like I was like have the rope of stars on. There's nothing else. It's kind of
Yeah.
like inch the door open a crack. What is it?
You see Arian says, "Hey, Captain, sorry to bug you. I have a very persistent elf at the door who says they're here from the Elven Armada for Arendil. They said that they would settle for speaking with the captain. They said, oh my god, I'm going back a minute. No, I said they'd be happy to speak with the captain, also.
Okay, just give me 5 minutes to get my gear.
I will tell them to wait. Cool. You will wander off.
Yeah, I'll gather up my, my equipment
Fair enough.
and head outside.
You head outside. You are going to run into 2 members of the Elven Armada. They are seemingly dressed correctly. And you're going to recognize the one who seems to be the captain here. You don't remember their name, but it's Arendil's first mate from when you first met Arendil. It's the... Yeah. But you see her turn around. There's an initial surprise, but she will kind of bow to you and say, Captain Ethrith, if I'm not mistaken, yes?
That's correct. And
Hello,
you're Arendil's first mate, yes?
former first mate, yes. I am Captain Tricerus, a sergeant of the Elven Armada. You're the captain now. I thought I recall it was someone else.
The previous captain retired.
Well, if that's the case, congratulations on your appointment. I'd be more than happy to speak to you if Arendil still counts himself a part of your crew.
He does. I believe he's in one of the inns or taverns in the city, but I'll happily speak to you now.
Very well. May we speak in private? It is a rather sensitive matter.
Very well. Come aboard.
She will come aboard. The other soldier will go with her, and if you go into like the captain's cabin,
Yeah, I'll take into my cabin.
yeah, you don't have a stateroom anymore, so you go to the captain's quarters. She doesn't sit; she just kind of stands. She's very here. It's clearly like she's here on business. It's very formal. She kind of looks around. The other warrior will wait outside, and she will say, "So, Captain, I do come on official business on behalf of." I'm here on behalf of Admiral Icarus, who has commanded me to track down Arendil, and more pertinently, with the crew of the Prophet's Demise, we are aware that you are hunting the Prophet, as it has been dubbed, if I'm not mistaken. May I ask the status of this hunt?
Well, that's quite a... Let me see you last. We had an encounter with him and almost slew him. Dealt enough damage that he was perhaps, at least for a brief period, dead. But we've since come to learn that he has been altered through artifice and still lives, although, say, technologically altered in ways we don't fully understand yet.
I see. Concerning. I will be sure to report this back to Admiral Icarus. The reason why I ask, Captain, is our deep space scouts have turned up some disturbing information. We lost track of the Prophet himself. Our sources were telling us that he was stationed just outside of Wild Space, sitting in the Astral Sea, beyond the borders. Occasionally, occasionally his fleet or one or two ships would venture into realm space for various attacks or missions, but our best diviners and scouts have lost track of the prophet for some time. They seem to have not returned. We're not sure where it went, so our scouts went to do some scannings, to do some findings of greater mind flare activity. We have concerns. There's been a lot of activity going on in a wild space system here. And she will take out of her pocket and she is going to put down a star map, which will map for you an extension of the astral sea. It'll expand your own knowledge, in fact. I'm going to show it off now. Because we've always had eyes on what we expect is the Mind Flare home system where they supposedly originated from. Very hard to travel to, but we believe it's prudent to keep an eye on things. And there has been a great deal of activity in there. It started when a number of our diviners picked up a strange visions or feelings described as the silencing of voices. It was difficult for them to articulate anything more of this. But there has been large Spelljammer activity out of what is known as hero space into... excuse me. Oh, I got that wrong. Oh, forget that. Not hero space. From a system known as cluster space. This is supposedly the Githyanki home system. But anyway, we've picked up reports that there's been travel to Kryn space from them. Do you have any information regarding this? It's concerning.
This is news to us.
Very well.
But
well, go ahead. Sorry.
We've just come back from a job, so our next target was going to be finding the prophets, so you've actually come at the most fortuitous time.
Excellent. Well, allow me to provide you with space maps to Kryn space and to cluster space. I will warn you, though, cluster space is not only a dangerous system, but nearly impossible to travel to. The flow that goes to cluster space only travels outward from it. It requires nothing less than an illithid ship to actually access the wild space system. So I would not recommend going, but if you would wish to accompany us to Kryn space, we wish to investigate what it is they've actually moved into the system. As you know, the Elven Armada is only a fraction of what it once was, so it's very difficult to keep tabs on all systems as we once did. We were going to go to a scout here, and if we were going to run into the Prophet, we wish to be accompanied by yourselves and give you the opportunity to, as you put it, bring the fight to the Prophet. So, if this is to your interest, the Elven Armada would be more than happy to compensate you as a mercenary force.
This sounds agreeable. I mean, we were prepared to take on the Prophet largely under our own steam anyway, so having the strength of the Elven Armada alongside us would be the most welcome. I'm sure Rendell will be thrilled to have old comrades by his side.
Well, I wish I could boast the entire strength of the Elven Armada, but as I've said, we're spread rather thin these days. But we indeed will be most happy to accompany you on your crusade against the secret prophet.
Well, if you're not too busy, we can go hunt down Rendell. I'm sure he's around the city somewhere.
Very well. We'll be more than happy to accompany if you wish. We docked our ship only a couple lanes down, so I will tell my crew what is going on. Well, it'll be good to work with you, Captain. And she will kind of make a sort of elven gesture and will return to her ship to sort of tell them the news that you are going to be working together. In the meantime, Arundel, you have a sweet sword to pick up, I believe.
Yes.
Amazing. Um, sorry. Okay, you make your way along and you find your way back to this smith who you're just going to basically find their apprentice who's going to say, "Oh, Captain Arundel, welcome. If you find your way to the Temple of Thessalys, my master, I believe, is completing your weapon. He required certain divine expertise for its completion, but it should be done by now. He should be putting the final touches on it as we speak. If you will find him there, your sword should be with you."
Okay. Before we go, I have a few items that I would like to sell. May as well do it here and see while we're there.
Certainly, sir.
So I'll place the sorry. I'll place the adamantine sword and the sentinel shield that I've got, and also the elven chainmail. I'll get rid of them.
Oh boy. Okay, give me a minute. So, hit me with those again. I heard Elven Chainmail. That is a magic item that will require some special stuff.
Elven chainmail, the sentinel shield, because I'm dual wielding, I don't need that anymore. And the adamantine sword. Unless, Bason, you're not using the shield, are you? No, okay. Didn't think you were, I just thought I'd check.
The apprentice will say, "Oh, I'm more than happy to purchase the adamantine short sword from you, Captain. I could purchase the elven shirt and the sentinel shield from you as well, but if I'm being honest, I can't give you as well good a price as some collectors you might be able to find if you were to dedicate some time to the sale."
Oh, do you know of any? I think we're on quite short and borrowed time, so it would most probably need to be sold today.
I see. I'm just a lowly smithing apprentice. My master is a magnificent gentleman, but I myself am rather not attached to such people who have that much coin on hand. So no, unfortunately not. It might require some searching. I don't think you would be able to get an excellent price today, but like I said, I could put together something for it. It wouldn't be what you could get, but if you need to get rid of it quickly.
Well, I'll tell you what, do your best, give me your best price, and then if by the end of the day I've not found any suitable buyers, then I shall come back.
Very well. Let me go look in the back, and he'll take a little bit to search out a good price. Okay. So, look a little bit here. Okay. Okay, we'll just go through them. The elven shirt, what's the rarity?
It is rare.
Rare. He says, I can offer you 2,000 gold best. This is what I'm advised to purchase with. The Sentinel Shield? Is it uncommon?
Uncommon, so's the Adamantine sword.
He says, for both of these, I could 200 for the Sentinel Shield and 2,000 for the chain shirt. I'm sure you could find better prices if you dedicated some time to look for collectors and people with more money, but that's what I can give you today.
Well, I'll hold that offer. If by the end of the day I know where we're going and I haven't sold, then I'll come back and eat. We'll do a deal.
Okay. All right, you're gonna go looking around.
Yeah.
This is meant to, yes, Bazan?
If this is all happening like at the armorer or the person who makes weapons, Bisan is going to make a request. I don't have to speak now. I know you're about to say something. Just
Yeah. Would you be? I don't think you'd be present.
okay. That's I did. He had asked me something, and so I didn't know if I was.
No,
I don't
sorry,
have to
I
be.
was, sorry, that was above the table. I was just
Thank you.
when I
Nope,
said
then
about selling the shield, I just thought
Thank you.
did to use on that was all.
Thank you. Then I'm not there.
Okay. Okay, Rendell. So finding like a proper buyer for a magic item is meant to be like it's not meant to be an easy task. It's meant to take like a week of like hard, dedicated searching, spending money to get indoors. So I'll tell you what. If you want to try and sell this thing in one day, I'm gonna make it a pretty decent DC. Give me. Why don't you spend 25 gold pieces to like really get some access today, to like really just like make it possible.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna ask for a persuasion check. DC's fairly high, but you might be able to get a better price.
I mean, I'll spend more gold if that makes it.
Or
is it just?
I don't think 25? You're gonna get. No, I think it's gonna be 25. It's just that's gonna be, yeah.
And do you want a persuasion check?
Yes, please, persuasion check to determine what offers come.
18.
18. Unfortunately, for 18, you do get some people run in to try and purchase these things, but for no better price.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'll just sell them at the.
Okay. To then sell them
waxers.
off, you will have made 2,200 gold pieces.
Cool.
Yeah, that does take like hours to do.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
And then I'll go and find the blacksmith at the temple to collect the sword.
Absolutely. So, you go to Temple of Hephaestus. The various people working there, they send you downstairs where you come to this like super cool smithy. It's more like a holy forge than it is like a, and you see the dwarf kind of sparks of lightning going off as he like hits it. And then you hear the quench. You see him take the hilt and the crossguard and kind of apply them to the blade and fasten it and kind of try it out. You kind of stand there and watch as he finishes those things, and he takes like a little, what looks to be some kind of like mallet and hammer, a magical mallet by all occasion. He kind of bing, 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 and then does like one, and there's a shock of lightning, and the blade kind of begins to glow with consistent lightning. He kind of holds the blade above his head, and he will turn to you, and he will say, "Good timing.
It's finished.
And he will come forward with it and says, I could not bear such a weapon. It can only be bared by one who is paladin of Zeus.
I call it Astrapios, lightning's justice.
I will put its stats into D&D Beyond soon.
Okay.
But he says,
This blade requires respect, and it also requires wrath. Take it, and if Zeus is with you, you will know.
and he will present the blade to you, kind of with a head bowed. It is a beautiful, pristine blade. It is very much sort of like a Greek-themed blade, a long blade that comes to like a single point at the tip, as opposed to like the long sword, which is like straight and then like at the very end kind of tapers. It is like almost like a thick blade that sort of stilettos at the top into like a single point. It is sharp. It crackles faintly with lightning. So it is grooved, and in between those grooves, there's almost like currents of lightning that kind of you can kind of see them, almost like looking at like a copper wire that is like actively has electricity flowing through it. You can see the heat in between the rivets. The air around it smells like burning ozone, and as it moves, you do hear this sort of dare I say, like how you move a lightsaber and it kind of, but rather than that sort of like that buzzing like lightsabery sound, it's more like a rumble, like the very air itself is trembling as the blade moves through it, like thunder. To take blade.
So I'd take the blade off him and I'll bow my head to him. Look at her and give it a few practice swings. This is a masterful blade.
Yes, you touch the blade, and you bring it in. You feel it rumbling in your hand. It's almost hard to hold it in that moment. The blade seems to like come akin to you, but you do feel that as much as the blade requires a paladin, you require the blade, and you almost like synchronize with the blade. There's no other really way to say it, where it feels kind of uneven, where like your force of will is not quite right. Your force of will, your awareness, your very wisdom is mighty, but your cunning powers of inspiration, the very thing that makes a paladin great. The blade in this moment kind of pulls these pieces from you, kind of as you hold it, you kind of cry out as you feel lightning strike through your arm. It doesn't harm you in a physical way, but you feel it almost ripping away the vital essence of wisdom from you and breaking you down and then rebuilding you as something meant to be just what you've been proclaimed to be by Zeus, which is the king of paladins. And in this moment, your charisma score is going to be 20, but your wisdom score is going to be 10 going forward.
Oh.
And with that, and as that building up of force of personality comes, very much like Arendil, very much like in your heart, like Arendil himself, the personality of Arendil is shattered into a million pieces. You are no longer Arendil for a moment. You're just like an empty vessel. And then taking all of that wisdom and powering it into who you once were, you become someone new in this moment. Your very personality is warped and enhanced, and no longer are you Arendil, sort of the wise, aware, cautious, careful captain. You are now the inspiring leader of men and commander of armies. You are given the tools to be what you proclaim to become, which is the king of paladins. So if you wish to even alter Arendil's personality, small or large degree, feel free.
Okay.
It would be fitting.
So, sorry, just to confirm, wisdom down to 10 and charisma is now a 20, plus whatever
Correct.
bonuses.
No, just it's just taking those 7
points, like subtracting 7 from wisdom
Ah,
and adding those
right.
to charisma.
Yeah, got it.
So yeah, at the end of the day, like final equation, it should be 10 wisdom, 17 charisma, or excuse me, 20 charisma. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, your personality is suddenly like threefold what it once was. Your inspiring nature and persuasion, deception, your way with words is great, and your strength and knowledge of who you are is greater.
Okay. Cool.
I'll tell you what the blade does as it instantly attunes to you now that you've been broken down and rebuilt into something as more kingly. It is a +3 weapon. It has, when you hit, I'm going to give you the stats. You don't need to write these down. It's okay. I'm going to go just so you know. If you hit a fiend or undead with this weapon, there will be an extra 2d10 radiant damage to every strike. While holding the weapon, you and all friendly creatures within 10 feet of you have an advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. When you hit with Astropius, you deal a d8 of lightning damage. You gain an ability called Judgment of the Storm. As an action, you can call down a bolt of divine lightning at a point you can see within 120 feet. This is a recharge feature. Each creature within a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on that point must make a dex save of DC 17. On a failed save, they take 6d10 lightning damage. On a success, it's half. Objects in the area that aren't worn or carried also take damage. You have resistance to lightning damage. You can't be frightened. And when you use Divine Smite, you can choose to deal lightning damage instead of radiant damage. Should you score critical hits, DC becomes... the DC is 17 con save, or be stunned until your next turn.
Okay. Right, cool. Thank you.
Excellent. As I said, I will for you. So you have gained this blade. So Arendelle, as you are broken down, your wisdom, your knowledge as a cleric is essentially obliterated, and who you are in essence is obliterated, and all of these things conjure together to build up a new, more confident, more charismatic Arendelle. What's that like? Is he different? Does it change? Does he hold himself different?
I think with that cleric side of him being moved and his affinity to Cylinder, sorry, I can't even pronounce that properly, to the Twilight Rider. I think his old past and his old ways would change, and he would stand there a lot more confident, a lot more brash, chest out, bit of a swagger as he moves, with his new sword, and giving that purpose of knowing what he has to do in that paladin style of I am who I am. If you don't like it,
All right.
thanks very much.
There we go. A deep well of confidence instilled in Arendelle, chest out, ready to take on the world. Fantastic. I believe the smith will be honored to hand it over to you. I believe there was a payment plan.
Yeah, there was still
but
1,600 to pay. So,
but fear not. The dwarf says, as you go to reach for your pocket, he says, "Fear not. The Temple of Zeus has paid the balance."
well, thank you. Your craftsmanship is divine. This will serve as well.
It has been an honor to serve the gods, but I fear my time as a smith is over, for there is no craft that can beat this. This shall be my magnum opus, and it is time that I hand my hammer down to my apprentice. I will retire, for this is the great work of my life. Wield it well. Wield it well. As I know you will.
Sure. Thank you very much. And then he'll walk out. I think with knowing that the temple of Zeus is paid, he would go back to the temple and pay his respects and just take some time and sit there, contemplate, pray a little.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. So you head back. Sorry, you said you're heading back?
No, to the temple of Zeus. He'll go there instead. And then, like I say, pay his respects, sit, pray for a while, contemplate, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Make your way back to the temple of Zeus. You stand before the mighty god of storms, the great balancer of the universe, and you thank him for his powers. And you are honored as you walk through the temple with this arrogance of yours. Perhaps there's an idea that you should be, and this is it ought to be, and it doesn't faze you as you walk through, and the various clerics sort of bow their heads. Even some no paladins here. You are the sole paladin of Zeus, it seems, in this temple, and you are treated with respect as you walk through the temple, bowed heads and all, as you pay respect to the mighty god king Zeus. Fantastic. Now, Basan, what are you up to?
All right, so that was a really, really special moment, and I don't want to step on it. She wanted to go look for armor. We don't have to role play it out. I can message it to you.
No, that's fine. You're not...
What you need to do. That's
like the dude literally just retired. Like, that was super huge moment, and I feel kind of like an asshole going to the same place and being like, no, I need armor, right? Like,
no, you're good.
Okay.
You're totally good. And in the same way, the apprentice will be there, because this takes a Renville all day to do, like the selling of the stuff and going over there. So you go over there, and the apprentice is like, "Oh, my master is working on a special project. What kind of armor could I provide you with?" We've got an excellent suit of elven chain in the back that we just purchased.
No, and she's wearing half plate, and she says, maybe like this, but something that allows me to move better and offers maybe more protection. Above the table, I'm talking about mithril half plate, which is a +1 half plate. And I'm trying to talk him to that.
Got it. He says, yeah, you'll talk about it. He says, "Oh, for something so light, it would need to be crafted only of the most exceptional material. You're looking for something made of mithril, which is a magnificent rare. It's the only way I can think of getting you what you want. At least from my shop, we have certain contacts that we could go through to purchase the mithril and then create it, but it would take some time to do so."
How much time?
You wish for mithril half plate? Let me think. And he will do just that. He will think. Give me a moment while I think, quote unquote.
Yeah, and just above the table, the elven chain would be a reduction of AC for her.
Yeah, I'm just.
So no. I'm just. Yeah.
Yeah, no. You're allowed to not purchase things. It's all good. Okay, let's see here. Mithril. Okay. Yeah, plus cost, so. You'll say it will. I'll be honest, it's probably going to take a while.
Yeah, I figured. It's fine.
Rarity and value, cost of creation. He's like looking through these various leather bound, sort of like kind of dirty notes, and he goes, "Well, an exceptional amount of time. To be honest, it will be at least 50 days. Half plate itself takes time to form. It'll take 50 days. Yes. It'll cost you 4,000 gold, and yeah, 50 days of craftsmanship. We can purchase raw mithril from various off-world sites, but like I said, very, very difficult to work with, but it can be done."
You said 4,000?
Yes, for 4,000 gold for the final purchase. We would need 2,000 up front for material costs.
I have all of it now. What I don't have is 50 days. And for that, I am truly sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's your item. It's me. Sorry. I could call in another smith or two to help. For an extra price, it would reduce. It would only reduce it by fractions. If I got 2 other smiths to help out, maybe my master might be willing to help. Let me think here. 25. I could get it done in 12 days at the absolute fastest.
How much extra would you need?
Probably another, for a rush order like this, probably another 1,000 gold.
She'll put down the 5,000 gold.
Okay. Excellent. I will put this to the front of the line, and we will begin to work on it immediately. And he'll actually close the shop, and so he can go out and start making some deals with contract smiths to begin to come in and help with the creation, make notes with various contacts that he's going to get ready.
I don't know if we have 12 days, but she's easier to hit right now. So if we can stall the 12 days, it's worthwhile for her to get the better armor. Because she's these last couple of battles without AC, she's taken up that 1 point of AC. She has taken a fucking beating, y'all. She has been within like the last 20% of her life both times.
That's why I was wondering whether you did have a shield or carried a shield, but
No, she uses her blade like a Jedi.
Okay. Let's. So that's what you do. Is there anything else that you or Etherith would like to do with your days before coming together at the end?
I'll turn in the reward or the gem.
Excellent. Okay. This is a very fine gemstone. You go to your employer, the Luminous Scholars, who say this is a magnificent gemstone. The magic within it, the history. Thank you very much. And they will give you a bag of 7,500 gold pieces, as they consider this to be not just a gemstone, but an object of art of magnificent significance.
If it's of any relevance to you, it was located in an undersea temple devoted to Poseidon, guarded by a gorgon.
Yes. How undesirable. It is of some relevance. We will consult the omens and make offerings to appease the sea god, on your behalf as well, if at all possible.
Oh, good.
But,
I'm certain the Poseidon is furious with me.
Indeed. Unsurprising. He is quite a ferocious and temperamental god. But fear not, Athena has always been the enemy of Poseidon, and wisdom and knowledge can win the day where the tempers of the sea cannot. We learned to harness the sea through ships, and so we shall again. But great thanks to you again. Please take this gold and immense thanks to the Illuminati.
Very good. And with that, our contract is concluded. Enjoy your gemstone.
Oh, we will. Yes. He doesn't do that. Sweet. Let's see. What shenanigans can I tell you about here? So as you're wandering around, Hassan, you might catch Thalia wandering through the market, like doing a little like shopping, like perfumes and whatever. And for somehow she's convinced Saeed to like follow her around. He looks very grumpy about it as he holds her shopping bags. Yeah, she's like, what do you think, Saeed? Like, can I just, you see other crew people are kind of keeping close to the ship right now, other than those two, but they will kind of make it back at the end of the day. The whole crew makes it back at the end of the day, and you'll all come together to see the new mighty Arendil with his blade of lightning and majesty come forth. And also the captain of which has moved its ship to the docking bay next to yours, on one of these elven ships, I think they're called like moth ships, has moved next to all of you. And Arendil, you're perhaps pleased to see your old first mate. Thessalys.
Thessalys. What a pleasure to see you again. How do you fare?
I fare well. Not as well as you, Captain Arendil. You've changed. And she looks over you, and now you've got like your armor is just like a liquid bronze armor and this blade of lightning, and you carry yourself with such like refined zeal and majesty. And I'm sure she is shocked to behold your new form. You've become so grand, different. It seems that this place has changed you, and for the better, maybe.
No longer captain. Let's put that aside. It is just under. Well, paladin.
Paladin, Captain. Arendil. Most impressive. She kind of looks you over and says it with great doubt. She says, "The Twilight Rime?"
Unfortunately, no. That connection has now been severed. I am now paladin to the mighty Zeus.
I see. Well, congratulations on your new faith. But, I will simply say take heart. I'm sure Twilight Rider will always be with you, regardless of your new powers, which are impressive.
There is still some connection, and I will never forget where my roots lie.
She's just kind of like a little wowed by your whole aura. And Calinestra will walk up and say, "Who is this, Arendil?"
Callistra. This is my former first mate, now captain, one of the Elven Armada ships. This is Trissus.
She will bow and say, "Captain Tristus of the Elven Armada, ma'am." And she'll say, "Pleasure to meet you. I'm Calinestra, Arendil's lover." And Tristus will be like, he came back from summer break, and Arendil's like, "This is not a phase, Mom." Yeah, this is my goth girlfriend. This is my goth girlfriend and my new sword. This isn't a phase. Yeah.
When she does that, I think Brisan's gonna lean over to the 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 priestess of Aphrodite, the drama loving one, and go, the tea.
The tea. The whole ship shall have. Um, and yeah, and the captain will be like, I see. Congratulations, Captain. Rendell, for your just a lot of things seem to be going your way. Congratulations. Um, she almost like looks past Rendell at you, at Therith, like, God, please help me. She's
Ethereth just counting coins. It's like really just not.
just like looking around for someone to help. Thalia's just like fully shakes her head no at the captain.
Thessalys, what brings you to Thessalys? Why are you here?
Yes. Let us perhaps speak in private with the just with the captain and any other relevant officers of the ship. To be sure. If we may use your quarters again, Captain Athreth.
I think I'll move everyone. We'll just go to the bridge and I'll tell the crew to wait to move elsewhere.
Very well.
Given what the subject matter is, my crew witnessing the conversation isn't exactly a massive breach. They'll be the ones doing half the fighting.
Fair enough. I simply wished to conduct discretion so that you may do what you will with your crew. That is all. However you wish to move forward.
Yeah. Come aboard.
Yep, you guys are all brought into private space, and she will tell the details. She'll essentially say, in fewer words than I used originally, that cluster space, long thought to be the original home world or the home system of the mind flares, remarkably difficult to actually get to. There's been a lot of activity out of there, surges of energy, powers picked up on by diviners passively, and them moving something to Kryn space. And basically, the captain has been sent on behalf of Admiral Icarus to find all of you for information about your pursuit of a prophet, as they believe he is associated with these activities and wish to go to Kryn space to track him down, stop whatever he's up to, and gain intel on what it is indeed he is up to. So find him, and stop his plans and any other mind flare activity in Kryn space. So that's the briefing. That is what I've been told to come to you with on behalf of Captain Icarus. Your captain has very kindly offered your services for payment to track down the prophet, and we are happy to help accompany you.
Well, Captain, all I can say is that this crew and the crew of Trisius are a very fine crew. They will be very much up to the job. I have all faith in them.
Well, we've seen the Mind Flayer fleets ourselves, so we know what we're up against. It won't be an easy fight, but given and you look different. Have you done something with your hair?
Yeah, Kellen's just like, yeah, can we take a minute and talk about this? He's just looking so sexy, like extra. What happened?
It's like an energy around you. It's strange.
What do the kids say? Are you aura farming?
Well,
I prefer to wait for 2 weeks I have commissioned armor. In the last battle, it took 3 thralls and a mind flayer, and I relied on my armor. I'm weaker now that the captain has retired, so I believe it would behoove us to wait.
I think that's fair. I think that if we are going to make a trip to Kryn space, we should be sure that we have prepared as much as possible. We made 7,500 gold pieces on the gemstone from the temple, so between that and whatever funds we have left in the pots, we should be able to stock up on much needed supplies. I might recommend psychic resistance potions.
Yes. Captain, is there anything we can do to make you more resilient, sir?
To my knowledge, no. In a word. I have my own means of staving off death, but only temporarily.
If you are close enough to me, I can absorb a bit of the damage, but you have to be close-ish. Like from here to, and the space she points to is about 30 feet away.
Well, my intention for the upcoming, well, for this upcoming battle will be for kind of gesture to the two of you, for you two to take the front line and I'll support from the back. The way things used to be before I stupidly took on the role of captain and thought that my position would be at the front at that point.
You will captain better from behind. You have a better vantage point, Captain.
Indeed. So, ideally, I won't be in a position to get to get brutally wounded like I have the last few encounters. I just looks off to the side.
She's going to look at Calinestra and say, are there defensive measures or potions that we can invest in to offer the captain? And she's gonna kind of like bulk up, kind of looking for the words, beefier, maybe can take more, or maybe can move faster, or be more defensive, or
well, I could try and find something, but that's not really his skill set. He's a sorcerer, and sorcerers are famously not fast or tough or defensive, but I could try and figure something out.
in the way you think is best, something that offers him some protection?
I'll see what I can figure out. It'll probably have to be in the form of some magical item. But unfortunately, Ethrith's body has not been... See, this is the problem with sorcerers. No offense. The problem is that their body is built to expend magic, and it does drain their physical powers. When in development, that's generally the idea that the Athenians have put forth. Okay.
I would say that I am a product of conjuration, so and fair to say my mother is, well, patron goddess of witches. I'm designed with magic in mind, not physical durability.
Exactly. I can see what I can do, but like I said, it is going to be a bit of a tough shot. I might more recommend after standing at the back, as that's already been put forth. But I will see what I can do. I'll see if I can't find any tricks or cheats. In this moment, Vivara kind of like, what? Kind of like twists her head around, like, what is that? And Basson, you, I don't think Saeed would be here. This is kind of like an officer's thing, but you feel like in your brain this like almost like nails on chalkboard sensation, like within your intellect where your psionic like power centers at. Just this like something wrong, just kind of like just something happens in your mind like nails on chalkboard, and you kind of like can't help but like wince or like grab your head or something for like a moment, like static that takes a second to get used to.
Something's wrong. Check the Ori.
Take out the orrery.
Take out the orrery. Make me an investigation, or well, I'll tell you what. So do it anyway. Make an investigation or survival check.
Yep. That is a 12.
That is a 12. As you're looking at it, perhaps the reason why you are, in this moment a little not doing as well as you could have. In the sky above, there's these three ships just sort of appear from portals into the ether. You see three illithid ships just appear from portals emerging in the atmosphere above and sort of tentacling, like kind of moving down. And you sort of begin to hear crying and screaming and whatever from docks around. He's like, ah! And just Bassan, you have no true perception of it, but you just feel like massive amounts of psionic energy are being utilized at this moment. And in every essence feels like a mind flare attack of some kind. And Etherith, as you're looking at this, you see these like pings, these three nautiloids, that's what they're called, nautiloids sort of up in the sky, but you also almost nearly accidentally detect a rather large power source coming from the dock, just like not too far from your ship.
Everyone outside now.
Did Visan take her potion of psychic resistance?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna chug mine as well, and then I'll also cast Death Ward on myself.
All right. You all run outside hastily to see what's going on. The moment the drawbridge opens, you are immediately confronted by a somewhat familiar shape, just for drama's sake. Ooh. The other one.
Also, if allowed, I'd like to cast protection from good and evil.
Well, I'm gonna say one action for
Okay.
Exit. But as you open up the door, you're going to see a somewhat familiar sight. About 9 feet tall, with the metal mask tubes going from the mask down underneath the tentacles and into where the mouth would be. Long tentacles extending downward, and a like cybernetic armored body with two illithid arms and two sort of mechanical arms up above. You see what is the prophet. The eyes are open where the illicit eyes may be, but there's no irises. They're just like red lights, red lights that are going off, and this is the presence that you have felt, and you do indeed recognize the prophet in his new form, sort of standing at the edge of the dock, staring you all down. And then behind him, you do see Mind Flare walking around. Purple blades going around, cutting down guards, throwing people against walls, and it doesn't even seem like a raid or anything. It just seems like savagery, just a brutal attack. And you do see just this illithid standing at the end of the dock, just sort of staring at you. It begins to sort of move at you, actually. Just like you could feel through psionic the emotion of just like rage and violent intent moving, just emanating from this entity within your mind, Basan. And you're going to see, as it's approaching, stop me anytime if there's something specific you'd like to do. But as it's moving down the way towards you, you're going to hear the draconic... Saeed's there with you with the sword. He's going to shout something in draconic. You're going to see the red dragon just flying down to attack. And the creature just puts up its arm, like so, towards the red dragon. And it is like almost like dead stopped as it flies down, like something just grabbed the dragon's throat psionically. And its body just swings around as it's just held in the air by the throat, and the creature just gestures its arm forward, and the red dragon is just thrown and taking psionic damage, which I'll deal with in time. But the red dragon's just like, it basically doesn't even look, just goes no, and the red dragon is just thrown away as it begins to move towards your ship. What's the reaction?
So I use a channel divinity and abjure foes on them.
What's the channel divinity?
Abjure foes.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Abjure
can do up to 5.
What's the saving throw?
Wisdom. DC 17.
Abjure foe. Where are you getting abjure foe from?
It's on my thing. Do you want me to put it in the chat?
Oh,
I'll
yes.
put it in the. I'll put it in the Zoom chat.
Got it. Yeah. It's a. Sorry, I'm a little caught off guard by the new paladin stuff. So you're good. You're totally good. Okay. It's gonna make a saving throw. It's a wisdom, you said?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a 17. Save.
That means it.
All right. You try and abjure it. You kind of bring forth your powers towards it, but there's just something about this entity that is beyond that power. It made an action. It's got legendary actions, however. So I'm gonna just this is what's gonna happen. I need a saving throw from who took the song was you who had the final blow on the prophet, right? All right. I need you to make me a strength save.
Oh, what kind of save?
Strength.
Strength. All right.
So you get a plus if you're within me next to me, you get. Where is it? Sorry, let me just find on my horrors.
Actually, I haven't rolled it yet, but I have a thing that if I don't roll well, it allows me to add some to it. Let me just.
If you're within 10 feet of me, you get +5 for your aura from my aura of protection.
Sweet. Oh, come on, where is that freaking ability? Hold on, it's a class feature, I swear. Hold on, here. Let me just roll the dice to start with. Let's see what we're dealing with. Okay, it's actually not bad on the dice. So, am I within 5 feet of you?
I would assume that we're on the.
You're all
You're all
standing at the
together,
threshold of
aren't
the
we?
ship. So yes.
All right, so I have a bonus then to what I just rolled, which was an 18. What is that bonus?
Mine was a +5.
It's a +5, so an 18 plus 5 is a 23. Now, if it's a strength thing, that's a +1, so it's going to be a 24. But I kind of want to make a point, so actually, I'll leave it because I can't find the ability. I know it exists.
Okay, 24 is enough. We can
Okay.
move forward. 24, there's this force that just like comes around your neck and starts to just like choke the life from you. You're gonna take. Oh, I'm just gonna roll them over here. Uh, 43 reduced to 21 points of magical force damage as just pure psionic force, just telekinetically just binds you from all sides of the neck, but you manage to you're just able to put up enough psionic resistance that you're able to block it from going worse on you. It continues to stalk forward, and as it does so, and you've succeeded, it's going to just sort of bring its hand out sort of wider, and you feel the whole ship is grabbed by this crushing force, and the ship is going to take. You hear the ship groan, and you hear bolts sort of shoot out of the side of your ship, as your ship's going to take 70 points of pure magical force damage as it grabs onto your ship and starts crushing it. In that moment, there's these two ballista shots. One hits the bridge, one bounces off of the front of its chest plate, kind of distracting it for a moment. As you see the Elven Armada ship fires on the Prophet. You feel your ship then just begins to lift. It seems that Arian's not waiting for orders, as he feels the ship being crushed. And your ship and the other ship begins to turn to sort of get some distance before another order can be made. As the Prophet regains his focus, you guys watching from the back hall, you see the Prophet regains his composure. He grabs the Elven Armada ship. It stops dead in its tracks. It is going to just simply take 66 points of damage. And then on its action, there's going to be this bead of purple pure sort of psionic force made manifest and fires a beam up at the ship. And it's going to use its ship-breaking beam for 108 damage, and it just blows through the ship, and your Elven Armada ship just splits in a ball of fire, falls from the air, but you manage to seemingly get out of range of the prophets blast, and I'm just gonna say, like, in the confusion and the madness of the moment, Arian just kind of like keeps low and begins to travel out. The Nautiloids don't pursue, as there is Azure Vanguard ships that kind of take to the air and start firing on the Nautiloids, distracting them. And it gets you enough ability, despite the slowness of your ship, to fly low, out of way, and then up into the atmosphere away from Thessalys. You are more than welcome to turn around and return to the battle, but Arian at least gets you to a safe distance of the clan. That is where we are going to end the session today.
Right. They decided to come to us. It just when you were describing the prophet coming in, it was just Grievous. As soon as he said the two arms, I was like, "It's Grievous."
I was going for like a Darth Vader plus Grievous, you know what I mean? I was going for that kind of thing.
I literally just paid for armor. That doesn't matter now.
We just made so
'cause-
much gold.
I know.
Well, no, it's just like it sucks because like she legitimately needed the armor for this particular battle, and now she's out 5,000 gold, and it doesn't fucking matter. Like it's like it sucks. It's one of the things that happens. It's not a big deal. I'm just
If we drag the fight out for 12 days, we'll be fine.
yeah. No, I that's probably not the move.